Now, President Zelensky has accused Russia of launching drones against European countries from shadow fleets. Citing an intel report, the Ukrainian president suggested that Russia was using its shadow fleet tankers to launch and control the drones.
There is now intelligence that indicates that the Russians are using tankers to launch and operate drones against European countries. This is yet more evidence why the Baltic Sea and other seas must be closed to Russian tankers, at the very least to the shadow fleet.
Additionally, Zelensky briefed about the barrage of drones and missiles that were fired into Ukraine by Russia overnight, which even resulted in death of at least 4 people, including a 12-year-old girl, as Kiev suffered the heaviest assault. He added that Moscow wanted to continue fighting and only deserved harshest punishment from across the globe. Russia claimed it had only hit military targets in this attack. Following the massive aerial barrage, Zelensky held a bound of calls with allies, including NATO chief Mark Rutte, Finnish President Alexander Stubb, and Norwegian Prime Minister as well. Ukraine also carried out strikes on Sunday which targeted Russian energy infrastructure. Local telegram channels reported that several explosions took place in this location at the local thermal power plant, which resulted in blackout across the city. Neighboring Poland also scrambled jets to secure its airspace in wake of barrage after NATO accused Moscow of being behind a series of violations of the Defense Alliance's airspace. Poland's armed forces said that Warsaw scrambled fighter jets in its airspace and even put ground-based air defense systems on high alert. Parallelly, Denmark has decided to close its airspace to civilian drones following suspected Russian drone incursions near its military bases and civilian airports. The decision was taken by Danish Airport Transport Ministry to safeguard the upcoming European Council meet, which is slated to take place in Copenhagen. In fact, in recent weeks, several European countries have accused Russia of violating their airspace with drones and fighter jets in what NATO sees as a test of its resolve. This month itself, Poland detected drones in its airspace on 10th of September. Romania also detected drones in its country's airspace, which were tracked down by 2 F-16 jets. On 19th of September, Russian MiG-31 aircraft spent 12 minutes in Estonia's airspace, which prompted a response from NATO aircraft. In fact, Norway has also detected drones multiple times, with recent sightings reported near the Åland base. Latvia and Germany have also reported similar sightings. It was on 22nd of September that Copenhagen's airport was closed for hours. Drones were spotted near 5 other places in Denmark. Additionally, drones also forced closure of airspace over Aalborg Airport. On 29th of September, drones were spotted in the naval base in Sweden and Lithuania. However, Russia has denied or not owned up to most of these allegations. Amidst the accusations by the European Union countries, Belarus President Alexander Lukashenko has warned NATO that any attempt to shoot down Russian or Belarusian aircraft will be met with a swift response. In an interview, Lukashenko said that NATO countries were intimidating their populations with the supposed drone threat emanating from Belarus as well as Russia. On the other hand, a Finnish president has taken a more cautious stance. While dealing with Russia, he was responding to Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov's remarks, which blamed European Union and NATO for declaring war against Russia on the behest of Ukraine in a CNN interview. He dismissed the assertion, saying, and I quote, that we are not at war with Russia, unquote, and asked for a carrot and stick approach on the same.